Hey guys, it's Monday. Happy Monday. It's Daryl here. I just got back from my bike ride. As usual, the blood gets pumping in that brain. And it was sprinkling out there. The blood gets pumping in the brain and I get some thoughts that I just got to get out. All right. I wasn't going to talk about Biden and his comment, but I got a whole train of thought that I'd like to share with you guys. All right, so recently Biden stuck his foot in his mouth. He said something he presumed too much familiarity with the African American race, and he stuck his foot in his mouth. If somebody said, "You ain't Native American," if somebody that had no Native American background said, "You ain't Native American if you don't vote for me," I'd find it offensive. So that was a mistake. While I was thinking about Biden, I started in my mind, I thought I started to sound a lot like a Trump supporter. I was saying, well, he tells it like it is, you know, he's being frank, he's being honest. And then I was like, oh my God, I'm making excuses like a Trump supporter. And I gave this some thought. All right. Telling it like it is. Trump does, Biden does, I do. But when you say that, you're addressing the person's personality, that they have a straightforward, frank personality, that they're confident of themselves, they know their thoughts, and they have enough confidence to present them without a whole lot of candy coating, okay? But here's the difference. The words actually come out. When Trump supporters say that Trump tells it like it is and that's why they like him, it's not accurate. A lot of people tell it like it is. You could tell it like it is and still not utter one racist comment. You could say things that are racially accurate. Trump tells it like it is, but the words that come out of his mouth are a lot of stereotyping, a lot of insulting stereotyping. Okay, I'll use my own race as an example. If somebody said, Indians are all alcoholics, Indians are lushes that can't handle their booze. Or you could say, look, when an advanced culture comes in contact with a culture that's not as technologically advanced, as socially advanced, it tends to obliterate. It tends to take away the belief system of the less advanced race, which leads to drug use. The people lose their belief system, and they in turn lose hope and go to drugs and alcohol. Okay, those are two statements. They're both. I don't say they're both accurate. I don't want to call it. One is stereotyping people. The other one is socially accurate. It's addressing the social situation. Both of them are frank and upfront and real, honest statements. Well, I mean, you see what I'm saying. I'm not calling all Native Americans drunks, but in the second statement, I'm addressing the social issue. Okay, this is what I was going to say, but I didn't feel comfortable saying it. I was going to address the overwhelming amount of African Americans in jail and the fact that a lot of fathers aren't in the structure of black families growing up. I'm not going to presume to know why that is. I was going to speak on that. And you could present that in two different ways, and both of them are frank, honest statements. But one could be very insulting and stereotyping, and the other one's more of a socially accurate, honest way to address it. What I'm saying here is just because Trump tells it like it is, that's not what they like him because of what he says, not how he says it. That's my point. All right. I was going to look up derogatory terms for Italian women. If a man wanted to be derogatory towards an Italian woman, what would he call her? Or an Irishman, or a Lithuanian. Because when Donald Trump calls Elizabeth Warren Pocahontas, that's insulting. That is an insult. That's like somebody I'll just use this as an example. I don't want to use any of these terms. That's why I didn't even bother looking them up. I don't know them. I was going to look them up. If somebody, called your father, you're Italian, called your father Guido, the word Guido isn't insulting. It's an Italian name, but in the context, in the stereotyping way he says it, it's a freaking insult, and it could warrant a punch in the mouth. Same thing with Pocahontas. All right. This comes all the way back around to my video yesterday about some people saying that, well, minorities want special treatment. I'm sick of politically correct people being politically correct and all that crap. They're snowflakes. They want special treatment. No. We just don't. We want some respect like you want. Everybody just wants respect. Just common courtesy. That's all. You see what I mean? If somebody were to address somebody in your family using, they're not Italian or they're not Irish, and they use the term, a typical Irish name for a woman, Molly McFly. You called your mother Molly McFly in a derogatory, You see where I'm going with this. Even though the word, it's just a name, but in the way he's saying it, it's insensitive. It's insulting. It's disrespectful. You see where I'm going with this? No, nobody wants special treatment. They just don't want to be dissed. So when this person, and that's another thing, when I brought up the fact that a commenter said something about black privilege, that video was not about one commenter. That was an overall video to address a whole group of people that feel that way. When you're talking about privilege, who exactly wants special treatment and privilege? The person that feels they could just call somebody Pocahontas and it's just a joke. Don't take it so hard. But if the situation was reversed, no, that'd be a punch in the mouth, If somebody referred to a woman in your family or a woman of Italian or Irish or with a Lithuanian descent with a common name in a derogatory manner like that, that would probably warrant a punch in the mouth. So who is it exactly that wants privilege in that situation? I would have to say it's the European people, and it's not even about privilege. It's not about special treatment. It's not about snowflakes, or has nothing to do with political correctness. It's just about common courtesy and respect. And I am so frustrated that I have to sit here in 2020 and talk about this. I think of Archie Bunkerism. He doesn't even realize, he thinks he's actually saying something nice, but he's blatantly stereotyping. It's like, I don't know how many more examples I need to come up with, but I don't want to pick on Italian people, but there's a lot of stereotypes of Italian. It's like calling all those Italians spaghetti eaters, Or here's another example. When you presume to know somebody, like when Trump presumed to know Elizabeth Warren's background, that she doesn't look Indian. Like, does somebody tell me I don't look Indian or Native American? Would it help if I had a peace pipe in my mouth and a headdress? Would that fit your stereotype perception of what you think I should look like? You see how insulting that is? And that's not about privilege, man. That's just about respect. It's like, who the hell are you to use an outdated image in your head to judge me? And not just judge me, but judge my family. And people call that, and then people would say, well, I want privilege. I want to be privileged. I'm a snowflake. No, man, no. It's just about common courtesy. That's all it's about. It's not about political correctness. It's just an amount of respect that every human deserves. That's all it is. I hope I got through. All right. You guys have a good Memorial Day.